this actually pans out, we might have our 8 teams by the time we hit week number 7 already, if this continues.
Yeah, yeah. That is the running problem here for the side of BSB. But let's see on the running draft. You know, we could just always base it on the running draft. It's just I would admit it's very hard to actually digest the draft. I mean, it's okay to actually digest the draft. I think we had our fair share of theory crafting for the draft early on that game number 1. But what happened on the game number 1 also made it difficult to really address what are the obvious weaknesses of the draft as per the game is showing. Because of course there are some points there where we missed out on what has happened. But kind of feel that there are still certain adjustment that needs to be done by BSB. For example, maybe they should start doing a team fighting composition, right?
And I don't really think it was. I don't really think, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
I don't really think that it was a draft problem.
They
had a really good draft, and
Yeah.
that's the only reason why Blacklist International can't really reign
Like
on
the
them.
Cyclops, right?
The Cyclops
no
made
proper.
sense.
The Cyclops is okay. Like there is just no front line for the Cyclops,
Yeah.
right?
Baksha was there. Baksha did this thing.
Yeah, but he was overextending just to get the tag onto full
Yeah,
clip,
but
right?
it's their execution. Something's happening with their execution. BSB, they're not really in their proper form right now. If this was the week number 3 BSB, they would have taken a game. They could have taken that game number 1 with
Indeed.
that draft setup.
Indeed.
It wouldn't have been one-sided.
Indeed. Esmeralda Valier plus the Ling for the side of Blacklist International. I got BSB as well in the form of the Selena, Uranus, and Hilda. Tams goes in for the draft here of Blacklist International. YSS, alright. It's kind of early for the side of BSB, but YSS is stable, right? As long as you're building on this draft, as long as you are enforcing and strengthening on this running draft, you'd want at least a really good body support for the YSS. I think Rafaela would work nice, you know. We've seen their fair share of YSS Rafaela, and it's working so far.
I think Blacklist International here is aiming for a Roger, because they ban out the Ling. Usually, when you go for the Lance, you don't ban the Ling. You just let the Ling be. That's how Blacklist International really wants to, you know, set up their drafting phase, their drafting pattern here. There could be still a Lancelot, because you know what, it's still one of their best heroes, but they will get the Lance, and wow, they just take out the Ling. They just took out the Ling just for, you know,
For
safety.
Safety, especially on Drix. It's totally okay, you know. So far there are so many drafts maybe that doesn't work as perceived by the teams. There are so many picks or heroes that teams perceive doesn't work onto the side of Blacklist, and rather they will just target the most effective heroes that they remembered. It is actually gonna be of the Ling. I would also suggest, you know, banning a Cho.
Yeah.
Always rewarding for BSB.
That is actually a possibility. Like, for Blacklist International, the show is viable, so they can let it be. Both teams can get it. So, yeah, red side gets first pick for this certain setup. So, I guess for the side of BSB, let's try to let's see who will they try to take out. Because I think for Blacklist International right now, you have to take out the supports. You got the supports already. The tank department is already going to be on Jawhead here for the side of Blacklist International, I think. So, supports are the easiest target bands for BSB.
Yeah. And also supports would be a good priority as well, because you'd want something that would enable for that mid lane on the side of Blacklist. I mean, against Blacklist. Whereas if Blacklist starts banning the support as well, so far it is, although there is the Farsa, maybe they'd want to target the body for Drix here on that OYSS. Because earlier it was of Drix that still proved to be the threat onto the side of BSB. Although there is the disruption from Cap 1 overall onto the fights, it was of Drix that was delivered the biggest and most massive of blows in terms of damage against Blacklist. So maybe the Blacklist would start targeting Drix a little bit more direct for this game.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, having a Jawhead means that you want to fight. It's just the same as having a Hilda. But a Jawhead is more annoying. On my part. Alice. Yeah, I like the Alice. Well, Alice, it's going to be a support in a side lane. Okay. They ban out the Alice. They don't want to give the Alice. They don't want that gap closer for the Farsa and the Yison Shin. Yeah, it's a logical ban here for the side of BSB. Although I think there are some heroes that can be used on the side of Blacklist International. Is BSB aiming to go for the Cho? That's the question, because Blacklist International can just ban it out right now.
Yeah. And then we get a high loss. We get a Diggy here from the side of Blacklist International. And there's just a lot of heroes in the pool of Cap 1. That's my thing. Even I'm not so sure how impactful this is really for the bans of Blacklist International against BSB. And I can't help but feel that even Cap 1 can roll out on this Khalid. I'm not so sure even if this denial of BSB of the Khalid should be enough against Blacklist. There's just so many point of strengths for the side of Blacklist International. Right now, there's no surprise on the Lancelot pick of Full Clip. And right now, Blacklist has the Jawhead, the coveted Jawhead of the project next patch.
Yuzhong. Yuzhong.
Against the
Are
Ruby.
they gonna go for Yuzhong? Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
I think
They're
they
not
need
gonna
their
go for
support.
Yuzhong
Yeah,
anymore.
they need their support for this. The Chango is banned. Will they be... I'm not sure about the Rafaela, but maybe a Kagura? Okay, Sicilian, right, for the mid.
Yeah. A good range.
Good scaling.
Good scaling.
Yeah, fits really well for lane-oriented support.
It's easy to hit people, and it first skill is spammable. It can hit people with the Rans easily.
Yeah.
So it's a good answer against good answer against Ruby. Like, to be honest, the X-Borg and the Sicilian is, in my way of seeing it, is more of a reaction into just how you would deal with the side laners or a BSB. There is some reach onto Farsa as well. But let's see how will this team take it.
Let's watch out, guys. BSB were waiting actually for their another side laner, or maybe a support.
It's a tank show.
I love this. They got, or probably a laner
tank.
show, Ana.
It could be a tank. It could be a tank Cap 1 Khalid. Okay.
Yeah. So Cap 1 on Khalid, and
Cap
Ana
1.
would still stick onto the show. I like it. It's also I mean, I keep on mentioning Wilson. Next one to that would be of Ana on the show. Has made his fair share of explosiveness and really strong plays here in the MPL regular season. We get a full drop already complete. Just want to remind you guys that it's already 1-0 in favor of Blacklist International, guys. And yeah, right now, looking into drop, it's the same situation. I don't think it's totally one-sided against anyone. It's just that it's not a drafting problem. I cannot but feel that this is a better draft. Actually, I just worry about Esson's performance on the Jawhead. So far, Jawhead has proven himself to be a very, very strong hero pick after the project next patch, and will that continue to be in this game of Blacklist and BSB?
So we head on to the Land of Dawn, and this is going to be game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Blacklist can close this out with a 2-0, while BSB can take us to game number 3.
Let's watch out. Slow and steady. Ladies and gentlemen, Kapwan taking up his own position here in the mid. We have a standard 1-3-1 start. Sicilian, of course, obviously starts on the mid. We also have Trevor being present on the mid. But will there be an invasion? Esson is being more defensive with this Jawhead. He already burned the Cyclone Eye just to make sure that the Khalid will not be using that. And did full clip steal. He was able to steal the Lito Wanderer.
Okay, so Cap 1 almost getting hit. Well, not really almost, but getting hit by the turret twice. Luckily, he has the flicker. But, Esson!
Yeah. Get the ejector actually present for that one, but of course he did throw Ursa. the bear necessities.
The bear necessities.
They will suffer actually on the steady advance here of Blacklist International just by being aided up by Dexter here. Crap at field that they have little front line here. Even Shider might suffer, and they give the purple buff towards Shider. They gave the purple buff towards Shider. Alright, in the mid.
They really would just want to set the tempo.
Yeah.
They do not they look at Shider right now
Yeah.
in a way that he needs all the mana that he can get, and if he can sustain as much as possible and have enough uptime into the map, Shider will do great. That's how they perceive it.
I think so too. I mean, if you have problems in actually diving too much with Cap 1, your next hope would be in the front line would be of Shider. And a lot of teams are not yet used to in dancing around the explosiveness of a Ruby, especially once that We Are Angry is activated. There goes Shider. He went in, goes for Aqua, followed up by Ana. Last Insanity will be greeted by them. Went for the flicker, then he dances around another torch back. And yeah, just a big play here from Aqua on the engage here of BSB. It's still the gold kind of favors here Blacklist International.
You know what, Shin? Looking at it, it seems to me that Ruby is really trying his best. Ana is doing that as well. But their damage output, two of them, is just way too low right now. Ana has high and dry, but if it's not a 1v1 situation, you're not really going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And that's a good save.
Good save from Shider here. And Drix, I'm not sure if will he be kiting back. He's careful also on the engage here of Eson. Eson is just hovering around onto the side, making sure that it is always awkward for Drix to follow up. And BSB knows that they cannot focus also towards Eson here. At least the gold is still being offset, but not anymore if this turtle, and yes it is, it was secured by Blacklist.
Now, they have full 10 seconds here onto the bottom lane to get those shields. But onto the top lane, they actually focus on Shider. Shider will go down once again. We Are Angry being used as well.
Yeah. At least Shider is being active, you know, not wasting on the buff those given towards him.
But then again, if you go down, you put it into waste as well.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. It still provides gold and a lead for your enemy, right?
So, Shider is put in a bad spot and right now. A big responsibility, especially with the two tanks that he will set up. But it's a change in pace right now for the side of BSB as Drix will go to the middle lane. Once a 3-minute and 30-second mark hit, Drix will go to the middle lane and he will try to be the jungler already, as he is. So, put gold on him with a gold lane, then make Shider take that lane when he gets it's the 3-minute and 30-second mark.
Yeah. 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. You get Ana here. He went for the jump. And yeah, these two teams are just gauging each other still here on the river side. But the full focus falls towards Trevor. Let's see will be the pushback, and also the Sanguine Claws on top of all the smart missiles plus ejector. So much crowd control. Cannot be escaped here by that Farsa.
So much projectiles. It's like warfare all over again here.
Yeah.
Ana.
And that's where they start making picks one after the other. It's also Dexter participating. And you know, after the mid, they just went directly for bot, right? And you got Eson. Okay, went towards Cap 1. He knows Cap 1 is still just a squishy. He wants to force maybe the Sand Guard. Aqua is present there, but of course the advance of Dexter and Aqua gets stopped by the Mountain Shocker.
So, Edward stay in that lane. He has an advantage in terms of Shider because the gold lane was his. He has more items right now. Core items are there. Trevor here. Goodness, did you see that?
Yeah.
Feathered Airstrike.
Feathered Airstrike. Doesn't cut it as well for BSB. Cap 1 went for the dive. This is very risky for him. He will be pushed back, and yes! Gaara is destroyed, man. Why dive solo on that part?
Well, it's a way to stop your enemies from pushing. That's
four members are not a tank, and it would be different though if Shider is there to set up and add layer to that crowd control. A single We Are Angry targeted and everyone would just focus towards Shider. There's also the unstoppable force done in by Eson. Side, Trevor has his Feather Airstrike already up. Members of Blacklist is noted of this. They will be pulling back.
And will they be really pulling back? Because they
like
cannot afford the turret down.
Yeah, they actually dancing around. Eson didn't went for the ejector. Onto the side! Full clip. 1, 2. The third one, yeah, almost.
But Trevor here, looking for him in bird form. Onto the bottom lane, there is Aqua. Ana still has his kick. They can go for this. 16 seconds on the flicker. That could be the perfect initiation that he's trying to take here. But onto the bottom lane, they get it. But always with the Firaga armor, you do not pop your Wave of the Dragon as long as there's Firaga armor.
Yeah, and the thing here also with that Way of the Dragon, it doesn't stop the smart missiles. Even mid-flight, you'll get hit. Face check by Isun. But what about onto the sideline? Isun will be able to flicker out. Oh my god, he was able to escape. Isun with a place. Cap1 going for the chase. And Trevor will fall victim. Cap1 here, all the sand will be watered down by the members here of Blacklist International. Just like that, done in by Aqua. Actually, last hit by Dexstar.
Shin, did you see that?
The plays.
Clutch plays from Eson. He's just putting down all the work, soaking up all the damage, knowing his limits. Eson Esports.
Very strong performance there by Eson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just always highlights and highlights after highlights from this guy. A true veteran of the Mobile Legends esports scene, especially here for PH. BSB here, clearly there's a more communication that is shown here on this game, that's manifesting in this game for that is visible also for us. Coming from the side here of Blacklist International, they had, majority of their turrets intact, only to lose their side lanes here. They're already making campaigns to go for the top lane outer. They're focusing towards Isun. He will be walking out, went for the ejector. The proper target would be of Cap1, and that's it. He was able to escape. And of course, that's it. His members will also capitalize. And also, that's it. That's going to be Edward jumping in. Anna will be flickering out. Onto the side, there goes Dexstar. Shider focusing him, and at least a kill is complete. That Shider's side finishes it. After all, Aqua is not there. He's going for his job down at the bot.
And that's a amount of freedom that Blacklist International is getting. They only lose Dexstar in that scuffle, but Drix was the trade for that. So a lot of the objectives really going to the side of Blacklist International right now. And look at Shider. We are angry.
Missing its target, actually.
On the cannon.
On the cannon, yeah. It's just connected. Would have been nice if that was delivered onto a hero within the third range. Not to mention that there is a Mountain Shocker online. Ejector again by Eson towards Cap1. Forcing again another Sun Guard maybe. But of course, waiting actually for the feathered airstrike. And there you see it. Eson onto the side brush. Not visible. Trevor has an idea. This is not good that he can dive. Trevor here. Bye, Trevor. Alright, wings by wings. He's gonna be saying goodbye indeed. Not gonna be defending this top lane inner turret. And yeah, the pressure. The pressure is just perfect and kind of, in a way given here for the side of Blacklist International.
1 minute, 50 seconds still. The Lord goes up for the side of, for the neutral side here of the map, the top lane or the river. And for the side of BSB, I think with that retribution and that flame shot, they have a chance to steal it.
Yeah.
And they really have to steal it.
Yeah.
They cannot afford to give this to Blacklist International because that's the last piece into the puzzle of Blacklist International from just finishing this game, finishing the series.
Observe it
versus Blacklist International.
We move steady here. We are back into our running game. And Cap1 uses the Raging Sandstorm defensively. Right now, the idea here is to just steadily have the minion be ushered onto the bottom lane inner turret. Or probably, I think they're saving it. They're not targeting the, not the bottom lane inner turret, rather the mid lane inner turret. They're saving the mid lane inner turret, so just to make sure that when they take the Lord, it will be on a side lane. It will be on a side lane because I think that would be more rewarding by the late game, right? Just a little theorycraft that we've been discussing way back before the project next, guys. So this might be subject to change, but the most valuable turret in the early game are the mid lane turrets. When early game, right? It gives you a lot of advantage, but for the late game, it is actually of the side turrets.
Yeah. It's the easiest to target.
Yeah.
It's
then the mid, right?
Then the mid, because the mid is the shortest lane. So in terms of shoving, the enemy team would have an easier time into just shoving that back.
Yeah, and actually, if you're pressuring two side lanes, it's the longest distance in defending.
Yeah,
right.
And Eson here will be the target of a lot of the skills.
That is a very nice pickup towards Eson. No backup for Eson because everyone's busy with the Lord. So kind of a sacrifice and check for the scout that is being done by Eson.
And it's still a fine trade for the side of Blacklist International.
Still a fine trade, yeah.
You lose your tank for a Lord.
Yeah.
They'll take that
totally.
anytime.
Yeah. So it's just part of the, it's in the book
part
in the
of
book of techniques.
in the book of techniques. It's
Article
page 88.
page 88.
Page 88 of
chapter
chapter 4.
4.
Chapter 4.
Check it. in the book of
techni-
tactics.
The book of tactics.
Yeah.
It's almost always there.
Yeah.
Put someone in front to zone out
Yeah.
and let him go down.
If you are curious where the book of tactics is, ask Manjin.
Ask Manjin, book of tactics.
Book of tactics. Yeah. I think
Oh!
he's a contributor. But no ejector
No
from
ejector.
Eson. who
No
will be coming out to
unstoppable
Shatter.
force.
Yeah,
There-
no
there- I
unstoppable
mean-
force. He's just dancing. He's just not dancing, but he's trying to really make sure that what kind of engage is wise. So that's round 2 on the Sanguine Claws.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my.
I mean, if Anna really wanted that kill, he could have gone for it.
I
but
think so too.
I mean, he had the flicker. He could just kick Dexter in. But I think he saw that his allies weren't really there.
Yeah. And
Oh!
frustrating. Oh my god. Man, this is ironic. The one you're shoving is actually the Ruby. And now Ana, his life melting through. Into the front line is Eason 2. And Cup 1 with his Sandguard trying to sustain what he can. Drix actually walks into the front line, dashes out, gets chased, still an ejector out of the safety of his own base by Eason. Eason is still alive, has his immortality just getting popped. And there's gonna be full clip. It's gonna be clearing for that bottom lane inhib, but the real target here would be of the mid lane inhibitor threat. The problem, guys, is with the push here, being done by the members of Blacklist International, the death timers are still a bit long onto the side of BSB. Maybe a kill will be the one to solve this problem for Blacklist. There is one towards Cup 1, and I think that's it. This game is as good as one. With a focus into the base, this series closes in 2-0 for Blacklist International.
2-0.